Welcome back to Guelph Fight Wrestle Hut. I am Andrew Sennedra with the Wild Hose Beast, Captain Witchfingers. We are talking about Fight for the Fallen. We're just going to go into some of the matches, some of our thoughts on these things, talk about them in a positive light, unlike, other things out in the world today. So let's dig into the first match, which I thought was excellent. I thought the idea of doing like the separate, creative intros was a brilliant idea, especially like giving like the Dark Order guys some of the high spot that they've probably never been on. Some of the stages like Reynolds, Silver, Uno, and Grayson that might never have been on a stage quite like that, right?
Yeah. I love the entrances. I don't know which one's your favorite, but I gotta love the cowboy one with the spotlights beaming on them. I was like, man, that was a badass. I was like, how can the other team top it? I'm like, oh, Space Jam, that's cool, but not as cool.
Yeah, not Space Jam. I just thought the basketball stuff was kind of funny in general. The fact that what they were using in the whole, using the net and everything to try it, and then dunking on.
He missed.
I thought Kenny or Hangman was going to win. His team was going to win. I thought that's what we were going, but apparently the direction had changed, and we can probably touch on that in another.
That was my guess. I was thinking Hangman would lose because I figure that title might have swapped hands if Cowboys fought him, but I didn't think the title swap would happen that early. So I'm thinking he's gonna lose now, so they're gonna fight down the road later. But we'll see.
Yeah, it seemed like maybe the story or that it sort of abruptly grew again to that spot, and then I feel like it would have been better for that match to either happen before, like just after their tag team run and stuff like that, or do it later. But we'll see. I'm sure they'll get to it. It's a long running story line, which I think works.
Yeah, did you see Stu Grayson? Man, he pulled off like all the stops.
Yeah.
That spinning twist, man. He darn near died, and like no one caught him, right?
Oh yeah, he clearly donged his head, and he was like, you see him, he's like, damn it, like, he's just like, and then afterwards he still goes, and then fights Gallows, way out in the crowd there. You're like, what the hell? Like that dude is hard. He's hard as nails. Awesome performance by Stu Grayson there. And
I think Rick Knox is actually a secret on the Cowboy. Like when he did that assisted neckbreaker, he feigned ignorance, like he didn't know what he was doing, but he knew. He was all on the Cowboy side the whole time.
Well, if you're watching the BTE, like the elite though are paid. They sometimes give Rick Knox money though. So
that's true.
Return of John Silver to action as well. I didn't know he was going to. They never announced, so I wasn't sure if he was gonna. But I think that was better than like maybe having Cabana.
Yeah. His first match back, and I don't know if you saw it, he got a pretty big ovation from the crowd. The crowds loved him.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like there's all kinds of these different guys. If you give them a chance and to get the people behind them, it can happen. It can work. Like things don't have to be dictated to like, oh, it has to be a certain physique. It has to be this guy. It can't be. I'm like, just let the fucking fans decide. Stop telling them what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah, I think overall it was a good fun match. We got to see the showcase of like all the Dark Order members like in a higher light than what you normally see them when they showcase some of their capabilities of what they can actually do, like skill wise.
Oh yeah, and especially like getting Uno and Grayson on a bigger stage, because you know how they can go, and they're always like seamless the way they work together. But yeah, awesome match. And then Santana Ortiz, you want to do a little brief mention and some of that stuff as well.
Yeah, did you see Cash Wheeler? He darn near like cut his arms off in that post. It was like he like disappeared. Next thing you know, he's like gushing blood over.
I saw it happen, and then he was like looking at his arm, and then I saw him run over towards where the doctor's corner was. So I definitely knew something was up. And then you see a few things like Dax and Ortiz, they're sort of communicating on how to adjust the finish, so that shows some good improv wrestling skills right there. But you have two guys or two teams right there that I think can work with anybody, so I'm pretty sure they're very well rounded in figuring things out on the go, and that's something that you have to learn with tag teams, and that's probably why they work seamlessly with everybody, right? So.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I've seen times where their partner goes missing, that they yell the partner's name, and they're like, but then they need to improv for a new finish.
Yeah, so it shows their professionalism and their capabilities as well. And then we got, I definitely want to mention the Lance Archer Hikuleo thing because you don't know anything about the guy, but I've been watching Hikuleo for a little bit from New Japan. He's been really dominating. Well, maybe not dominating New Japan strong, but it was cool to see them sort of working with New Japan and not having to have like New Japan top stars come over to come up, but like bringing a guy like Hikuleo in to face Archer sort of makes like a good Titan versus Titan match.
Yeah, I thought it was neat or funny more so that we're like some old man, he's probably some legend that I don't know, but he's beating up Lance Archer like this big monster, like, oh, look at this old man go, he's like holding his own. And then the finish when Lance Archer like black holed him, I was like, what the? This guy's a beast, and he just like.
I was thinking the same thing because I was sitting there like I've seen him do big guys before, but I was really surprised with the blackout that like I thought he was going to do another finish, but he does do it to a guy who I don't know. Hikuleo's probably near 300 pounds, but I know he's 6'8", so he's pretty big. But yeah, that's the impressive feats of strength. Archer going pretty well in his 40s. So, and then there's the awesome. I thought Chris Jericho pushing himself in his 50s to do what he's doing is sort of making a statement, like Kenny's been doing. Kenny's like, oh, you got to be all flash, you got to be all this. It's like, no, Kenny can do all this. Now I'm doing hardcore. Fuck you. I'm doing hardcore versus Moxley. I'm doing hardcore versus Sami Callihan, and Jericho's saying the same thing. It's like, fuck you. We can do things, And it started off a little slow, but fucking Gage, doing what he does. It was tame for Nick Gage. It was tame for a death match. So a lot of these people being like, look at this on TV with the Domino's ads, or like, I was like, man, this is tame for death matches because I know you don't watch it. Compared to some other guys, Masada and Jun Kasai and some of these other guys that I've seen just absolutely ripped open and shit, or there was no spots like Nick Mondo versus Zandig where Mondo just fucking nearly died and Joey Janela nearly died and the same like these guys. It wasn't too bad, people. Yes, it was bloody, but
when we saw that pizza cut, like I figured they use like for the forehead like they use, but at the beginning where he like sliced open his arms, like I was wondering like usually like, you do at the beginning like where he misses all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering like, was he supposed to actually cut him or was that like an accidental cut? Because like it seemed like it kind of stopped or slowed down after that cut. He didn't continue attacking him. So I'm thinking that was a fake. Like,
it's hard to tell. Like they might have been like, let's do this and make Jericho be like, oh my god, or being Nick Gage, maybe he was just like, fuck. Like who knows, right? Like we don't know. That's the way he actually is. That he is that intense in matches, right? Like going back to like his David Arquette match that he had. Like David Arquette's getting in there and it's like, Jesus Christ, what did I get myself into? That's the type of degree that you're getting into with, a deathmatch wrestler when you cross them over. Moxley's been around enough; he knows the difference. But I don't know if Nick Gage is on that same thing.
I didn't know much about Nick Gage, so I just assumed he's just like the prototypical like hardcore guys without much wrestling moves. But he had some like cool wrestling moves, which kind of surprised me. Like when he did that choke slam into the backbreaker, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You don't see that all the time.
Well, that's what I've been trying to say. Is like a lot of these guys from CZW in the death matches, like they do have really unique moves, suplexes, different pile drivers, different technical moves, things like that. Like Eddie Kingston, he was a death match. Well, yeah, I guess to a degree he did some of that in CZW, but he has all kinds of suplexes. So, and Sami Callihan is very capable as well. So it's just, we're just thinking now of them. A lot of people is like, oh, they just beat the shit out of each other's light bulbs and things like that. So
I was also thinking that it's good that Nick Cage was wearing a shirt when he went to that glass table. Remind me of Lucha Underground where somebody got their backs all cut up brutally. So I'm like, we had a shirt to help not slice up his back as much, so that's also good.
Yeah, that sort of didn't work too well for Cardona when they had their match, but Him and Nick Gage had a match, and Cardona got his back fucking absolutely lit up.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's our our thoughts on Fight for the Fallen. What would you grade that performance? Now that we're talking about, like, we're doing our positive spin on our scale here. We got good, great, awesome, amazing, spectacular, and fantastic. How would you grade it? This is his first grading, so we'll see. Now we got him pondering. He's still pondering.
Spectacular. It was a good match. It was a good match. Especially that.
Good card, you jackass. Good match. Which match?
The opening, man, it was awesome. It was good.
So you go in spectacular. He knows I'm a hard as fuck grader. Hard dudes from hard Canada. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I would say I'm gonna go drop lower. I'll probably go amazing for that card.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Because I'm a hard dude, not great hard. Anyways, hope you guys check out more Guelph Fight Wrestling as well as my other channels. Maybe I'll have like links to down below, or maybe I'll wandering around your head of my other channels, metal, comic book, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more Guelph Fight Wrestling in the future. Until next time, folks, heavy wrestling.